This is 8-2 continued for page number 242. We're going to look at question number 5, which gives us two equations again. It gives us 6x plus y equals 4, and it gives us x minus 4y equals 19. This one is different than last time's because it wants us to give both the estimate and the actual solution. So we need to fill in two separate things here for this one. So to get an estimate, we want to put this on a graph. So to put it in a graph, we need to put these in our format, y equals mx plus b. So the first one, I have 6x plus y equals 4. I'm going to subtract 6x from this side, subtract 6x from this side, so I get y equals negative 6x plus 4. That now is in this format that we need. My next question is telling me x minus 4y equals 19. I'm going to box this one here. X minus 4y equals 19. I want to put that one also in y equals mx plus b format. So I'm going to say minus x, negative 4y equals negative x plus 19. I'm going to divide these by negative 4 now. So divide by negative 4, and that way I get y by itself. So y equals negative over negative gives me a positive, and 1 over 4x. Remember that you have an invisible 1 in front of this x here. So negative over negative gives me the positive. I have 1 over 4, and I have my x. I also have this negative 4 as a denominator for this 19 now too. So I need to show that as minus, because it's a negative here, 19 over 4. So this is my equation in slope-intercept form for the second equation here. What it wants me to do now is put this on a graph so I can see where this estimate should be, where the closest points would be for the intersection here. So I'm going to go ahead and plot this first one. I'm going to start off at 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, because my y-intercept is 4. I'm going to go down 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over 1. So my first dot is there. I can do that again so I can get a straight line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over 1. So now I've got 3 dots that I can connect, so it gives me a more accurate measurement, more accurate line. So there's my first line. My second line is this slope right here, which starts off at negative 19 over 4. Negative 19 over 4, if I put that in a calculator, 19 divided by 4 is 4.75. So negative 4.75. So if I look here, I can go, this would be negative 5. So a little bit above negative 5 would be 4.75, negative 4.75. So that's where I'm going to start here for my negative 19 over 4. I'm then going to do rise over run, so up 1 over 4. So start at my point, go up 1, which would put me at 3.75, negative 3.75, and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put my dot there, my second dot there. Up 1 again, which would put me at 2.75, and then over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get my third dot there. When I draw this line across, it appears that the closest intersection would be this point here. When I look at where it crosses, the closest one would be 1 here for x, so 1 for x, and negative 4 for y. So my estimate for this one would be 1 representing x, negative 4 representing y. So my estimate's 1, negative 4. I want to find the actual solution for this though. So when I go from here, I want to go ahead back to my top equation, my equations here, and plug this in with each variable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one first. Since x is by itself, I don't have to do an extra step for division. So I'm going to say x minus 4y equals 19. I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to add 4y to this side and add 4y to that side. X is going to equal 4y plus 19. Now that I have a solution for x, I can plug that in here to find the actual number for y. So I'm going to use the equation 6x plus y equals 4. Instead of writing this x here, I'm going to write the value for x, which is 4y plus 19. So I'm going to go ahead and show this by saying 6 times 4y plus 19 plus y equals 4. So I'm just switching that x for this, bringing everything else down. So I'm going to distribute this out. 6 times 4y gives me 24y, and 19 times 6 gives me 114. So plus 114 for 19 times 6. I'm going to bring down my plus y and bring down my equals 4. I can combine these like terms now. So 24y and y are like terms. So 24y plus y is 25y. Bring this down. So plus 114 equals 4. I'm going to subtract my 114 from this side. Subtract 114 from that side. So I'm left with negative 110 on this side. And I'm left with 25y on this side. I'm going to divide both by 25 now, which would give me, if I simplified this, I could divide by 5 for both. So I get 110 divided by 5 gives me 22, and 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. So simplified version, and don't forget this negative sign here, y equals negative 25 over 5. Now that I have this answer for y, I've got to go back and put that in to get an actual number answer for x. So I can use this one, x minus 4y equals 19. Plug y in here. So all I'm working with is x's now. So x minus 4, instead of writing y, I'm going to write times negative 22 over 5 equals 19. When I multiply a whole number by a fraction, I want to show this as 4 over 1, or negative 4 over 1. I'm going to multiply my numerators together. So 4 times 22 is 88. It's negative times a negative, which gives me a positive. So 88 over 1 times 5, 5. So x plus 88 over 5 equals 19. I'm going to subtract this, 88 over 5, and I have to subtract it from this side too. When I'm subtracting a fraction, I need to make sure that I have my denominators the same. So I have 19 over 1 minus 88 over 5. I've got to multiply these both by 5, numerator and denominator by 5, so I can subtract this fraction. So 19 times 5 gives me 95 over 5, because of the 1 times 5, minus 88 over 5. 95 minus 88 gives me 7 over 5, and it's positive, and that's what our x is going to equal to. So x is equal to 7 over 5. Y is equal to negative 22 over 5. So my coordinate point for that would be x comma y, and in this case it's 7 over 5 comma negative 22 over 5. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in for my actual solution on my worksheet here. So I have 7 over 5 comma negative 22 over 5. So there's my estimate for this question and my actual solution for this question. 8-2, problem number 9. This is on page 242 of our guided practice. So number 9 is giving us a word problem. It says adult tickets to Space City Amusement Park cost X dollars. Children's tickets cost Y dollars. So there's a different amount for a children's ticket and adult ticket. The Henson family bought 3 adult tickets. 3 and adult tickets was our X. 3 adult tickets and 1 child ticket. So 1 and Y represented child ticket. And it cost them $163. The Garcia family bought 2 adult tickets, 2x, plus 3 children's tickets, 3y, gave us a total of $174. It wants us to know, first, write the equation to represent both of those costs. We've already done that. So this one, 3x plus 1y equals 163, is the Henson's cost. So Henson's cost. And our second equation is Garcia's cost. So the Garcia's family cost. Our next part wants us to solve the system. So we're going to solve for the adult ticket price and for the child ticket price. So since we have 2 equations, we can figure this out. So we want to go here first with this one and put that in y, put this where y is equal to something. So we have 3x plus, and 1y is the same thing as saying just y, equals 163. I'm going to subtract 3x from this side, subtract 3x from this side. I get y is equal to negative 3x plus 163. So now I have it where I have a value for y. Y is the same thing as saying this. So when I go to my other equation, I can look at that and say 2x plus 3y equals 174. Well, y is the same thing as me writing this. So 2x plus 3 times, and instead of writing y, I'm going to write the value for y, negative 3x plus 163 equals 174. So now I've got all of my variables the same. They're all x's now, so I can solve for x now. So 3, I'm going to distribute to the negative 3x and distribute to the 163. So I'm going to bring my 2x down. I'm going to say 3 times negative 3 gives me negative 9x. And I'm going to distribute this 3 to the 163. So 163 times 3 gives me 489 equals 174. Now I can combine my like terms. So 2x minus 9 is going to give me negative 7x plus 489 equals 174. I'm going to subtract the 489 from both sides. So I'm going to get negative 7x is equal to 174 minus 489, which is negative 315. I want to divide by negative 7 because I want to get x by itself. So x is going to be equal to negative 315 divided by negative 7, which is going to give me 45 for my answer here. So the cost for an adult ticket is $45. I want to know now what the cost for a child's ticket is. So I can plug this in to either of those original equations, and I can solve for it now. So let's just go with 3x plus 1 equals 163. Well, 3x plus 1y, I should say. So plus y equals 163 is our equation. All I can do now is plug in my x. So instead of saying 3 times x, I'm saying 3 times 45 plus 1 child's ticket for y equals 163. So now 3 times 45 gives me 135 plus y equals 163. I want y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 135 from both sides. I'm left with y equals 163 minus 135, which is equal to 28. So an adult ticket is $45. This is for an adult ticket. A child's ticket is $28. So I'm plugging that in for both of those answers in the book.